It's crazy because every once in a while I got to do like multiple restarts to actually get the live to start, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. We have to see what's happening with that. That can't be something that continues to happen. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, cannot continue to happen. What's going on, everybody, man? It's your man Gator, better knows the novice knows out here in these fragrant streets, man. And the free streets are fragrant today, man. Joe, what's going on? Scent of the day, I'm rude, wet stone. Good one, man. Scent of the day will be, or scent of the night was I'm a rude, wet stone. Scent of the day will be Avalon Supremacy in Heaven. Both of those are bangers, man. Both of them. Both of them. Beauty of Sid, what's going on? Hey, what it do, Gator? You was gone for a minute, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I was kind of trying to take care of a whole bunch of stuff, man. And the crazy part is that I was recording videos last week. I got like 5, 6 recorded, man, ready to roll out. So just was trying to get some other stuff together, you know. Um Dame in the building. What's going on? Senator Day, Spirit of Dubai, Ayali, is that what's it? Ayali, yeah. What's going on, man? What is happening, bro? Good to be. Good to see you here. Good to see you. Beauty of Sin says Senator Day, low 7 elixir. Oh yeah. Keith Griffey say, oh wow, new press show. Yeah, yeah. Interesting, bro, because I have not smelled it. There's not a lot of information online about it. I don't think anybody's actually even done. I think one person out of all the research that I did actually was able to do a video on it, and he there was no notes online. There's none of that, and from what I saw, he wasn't really conclusive on what it was either. So I'm gonna do a little bit of work on that thing, man. Make sure you share this thing out. Make sure you like the video too, man. Let's get this algorithm going. Let's get it moving, man. Let's see. Let's see. I'm going down. Senator Day, YSLY live. David Webster, the builder. What's going on with you, man? What is happening? What is happening? All right, so we're gonna before I even get to that business, man, let me get into a couple other things, man. So y'all know yesterday I did the unboxing for this guy right here. This is, of course, is Aether Atlantis Extrait. Now there was a little bit of the I did spend a little bit of time with this one today. Today this was actually my sin of the day. So big thing with this, man, is that last night when I first got it, first impression, I'd sprayed the Wave Child, which is this is what it's inspired by, is Room 1015 Wave Child. Sprayed that, and then I sprayed this on to kind of see what the comparison was between the two. This one, off the first, spray, two sprays, kind of came out a little bit more synthetic-y kind of feeling. But I was able to kind of pop a couple of different things on this one, a couple of different vibes I was getting from it. I got that this one was a little bit more of a candied style of watermelon, not quite super synthetic. I felt almost like the Wave Child one was a little bit lighter synthetic than this one was. But it was kind of like a weird kind of, the way the watermelon presented was kind of weird. And then there was this like underbelly of sweetness kind of going on here. And I even picked up a little bit of woodiness going through it. So I decided to use this as my sin of the day today to see what's going on, man. So we'll report a couple of things. The first thing that I reported is that this one is definitely more of a candied style of watermelon, kind of going into that. It does emphasize a little bit on that citrus, a little bit more in the opening here. But the watermelon does come in. It comes in beautifully, actually. I just that one, night of sitting overnight, man, coming back to it. It really did kind of getting a little air in here did actually help the composition a little bit, strangely. Or it could have been, how it is sometimes you blow out that atomizer and you get what you get. But I will say that this one surprised me in a good way. Two things. It does open up with a little bit more of a candied style of watermelon, but it is a beautifully done candied style of watermelon here. It's not overly synthetic. It actually comes across beautifully sweet. And I like the way that this one actually goes into the dry down. Now, the thing that's missing a little bit from this one is there, but it's a little bit more subtle than it is in the original Wave Child, and that's the coconut. Coconut is a little bit more muted in this one than it is in the Wave Child. However, what it makes up for with having that lack of coconut, this one leans a little bit more into the woody nature of this one. You're getting a little bit more of the amber woods, the cacaos, and things. And cacao, if you the way that you dose cacao could make it come across a little bit like a woody kind of vibe. And I think that's what's happening here because it is slightly not like Nestle Quick chocolatey, but it is definitely got a little bit of a gravity to it as far as like going towards the woody nature of it. So this one comes across a little bit woody. I think this one comes across a little bit more masculine leaning, just not overly masculine, but it does come across a little bit more masculine leaning than Wave Child does. So for some people, that might be what they really want to hear, is that this one's going to be a little bit more of a masculine leaning vibe, a little bit more masculine leaning than Wave Child. The other thing that I found out about this one, last night I mentioned, I might have to throw this in maturation because it's a little light in the ass and, it's got to get itself together. Now, it did get itself together a little bit today. I'm interested in seeing how this is going to perform or how this is going to smell after about a week. Performance is actually out the freaking box, man. Like, I sprayed this on around, and it's an X-straight. You kind of expect that, but I wasn't expecting what I got. So I sprayed it on probably around like 1 o'clock. Okay. And, I was, because I was getting ready, had to go drop in these streets and do some things, right? So sprayed it on, my sit of the day. My wife was saying, I walked in the room, I was like, it's a little light, but it's cool. The longer I sat there, the more it just started, the body heat started really just kind of pumping this thing off of me to the point to where after about 10, 15 minutes, she was like, that stuff's strong. And I started realizing, yeah, this is a lot stronger than what it appears to be. This ain't no Pump Beach. It's really not. It's actually a lot stronger. And that X-straight, it does live up to the X-straight name. Like, it may seem like it's coming across light when you first spray it on, but bro, give this about 10, 15 minutes when it starts to warm up, that body heat really starts to push and allow that diffusiveness to really get out into the air. Bro, this thing is a powerhouse when it comes to that. And it was like, I'm still smelling it on me. And I sprayed this on at 1 o'clock today. So this is like 11 hours later, like 10 hours later. I mean, not 10 hours, 11 hours, 12 hours later. And it's still there. It's still on skin. Now, it's not bubbling off of me, off of here, though. Don't get me wrong. But I did spray a little bit here on the shirt, on the shoulders, and that's pumping. That's still pumping. So that actually lends to me saying that this is a pretty powerful little scent. Even though it may not seem like it, the original Wave Child ain't no Pump Beach either. But this one actually does have a good deal of staying power, man. I'm impressed so far. I'm going to give it a couple more wears. You know how I do. Give it a couple more wears and see how this thing really moves, like in the office setting and stuff like that. I did get to get out and about today and move around a good bit and, running errands and doing things like that. Lasted all throughout the day, was getting those little pops of watermelon and a little sweetness here from the little muted coconut kind of vibes you get it from this all throughout the day, man. Gorgeous fragrance. I'm impressed so far. So far, super impressed by it, man. Let me get into the chat right quick, see what's happening. Let's see. Gotta do a whole go back in here. Let's see. Lenny jumps in, says watermelon. Yeah, watermelon. Watermelon's good. Watermelon's always good. Everybody say yes to everybody. Lenny said, hey, Novice, do you have any smoky fragrances like Acro Smoke, Zoology, T-Rex? I'm not a fan of Zoology T-Rex at all. Acro Smoke is okay. I mentioned a couple of different smoky fragrances last night on the live. Dantique's 1505 which is an inspiration of Tom Ford's Cherry Smoke. Beautiful cherry note in there, kind of a woody vibe to that thing, but also super smoky as it gets into the dry down. Very intense as far as like smokies go. Another fragrance that you might think about that when you think smoky is Dukan from Lattafa, Camera Dukan. Now, I'm looking forward to wearing this a little bit here as it gets into the season for it, because it has really aged gorgeously since I got this. I'm picking up all kind of woody nuance out of it, but the smokiness and it's like a dryish tobacco, but the smokiness in there is really starting to come out, really starting to be prevalent in this thing as it's sat. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this thing is going to be like when I actually get to wear it out in the fall here. Spoiler alert, it's probably going to be really, really good. Very, very good. And I know I've got some other smoky stuff that I got up here, but I think if we're looking for smoky, that Dante's is the one. I love the smoky nature on this. I really do. Let's see if I can get a good. This is Lattafa, by the way. Lattafa does that thing with a lot of these, man. So if you have not smelled it, get your nose on it, man. It's really good. It's actually affordable. A lot of people have not really bought into that one just yet, but trust me, it's something that's going to really start picking up coming up soon, man. But those are two quick ones, a couple quick ones that I think you'll like. Let's see. Ricky Garrett in the building, Sin of the Day, Dynasty, Sin of the Night, Aether. So, man, Dynasty is a pickup that I got actually coming right now. And it's weird because it was in the cart for the longest. And shout out to my guy, Walt, man, Fat Boy Finesse. We had talked about it before. And that one in particular was one that had been sitting in my cart, just kind of babysat for a while. It's like Ricky. It's a lot like the one that I actually got. I got to go get that thing out of storage, man. The Fairy Tale. But yeah, so it was one that had kind of been sitting on the cart, just kind of moving back and forth. We're just waiting on the time to kind of bring it in with a haul. And that one actually was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and pull the trigger on the haul, man. So I went ahead and dropped it in. So let's see. Lenny said, I sprayed some replica by the fireplace because I did some barbecue. Oh, well, that's kind of a sweet barbecue there. You know? Let's see. Lenny said, this man's so close to the 1K subs, I have a feeling he's going to reach them numbers by the end of this month. Giveaway next month, folks. Oh, yeah. I already know what I'm giving away. I already got it. I already know what I'm giving away. It's gonna be a surprise. Speaking of surprises, man, it's pleasant surprise. One of the things, my last fragrance by purchase, and I'm gonna get into it a little bit. You guys, I got a video that's coming up on it right now, but you know, for you guys on the live, it's gonna be a little bit of a spoiler alert, man. If you have never put your nose on this, and I gotta put the, let's see, there we go. This guy, Carolina Herrera, VIP, 212 VIP Black Elixir. Gorgeous. Spicy. That black licorice in here, man, just makes it different than a lot of shit that's out there right now. This stuff is nice. I really like this. I'm looking forward to wearing this a little bit here coming up. I don't know why I was thinking just now. I didn't even mention it as far as like when we're talking about smoky fragrances. Cobalt. You just mentioned Cobalt in there. Cobalt Elixir. This guy right here. This is a blue smoky, and I love that about it. This is low 7 Cobalt. Gorgeous smoky blue. As it gets into the dry down, man, it just has this allure to it, man. That is just amazing, man. I love that stuff. Love it. I like the smoky blue. Polo Blue Parfum is another one that's kind of like a smoky blue. That's really good. Let's see. How y'all looking around here? Ricky Garrett said, I smelled Precious for today. Bro, yes. I'm about to get into that right now. So, Lenny said, I need some smoky Arabian clones so I can get them on Joma Shop. I'm not getting any Western designer or niche from Joma. Man, another one that's interesting, bro, and this one is one that a lot of people will mention, but you have to be careful, very, very careful with this fragrance. And because of it, I don't recommend it as much. By the way, that 9 p.m. Rebel smoky too. I'm almost afraid to touch that thing. Hold on, let me see. Just in case it's got some oils on it. Bro, that thing is a monster. I'm trying to find something to you know what? Hold on, let me get my gloves out. Yeah, your boy bringing the gloves out. I'm going full Jared Miller today. You know what I'm saying? Although I got the black gloves. All right, so this guy right here. Let me see if I can get up there. Yep, there we go. If y'all have never heard of this, it kind of had a little buzz going around in Fragcom for a minute. This is a fragrance called Rock. Oh, it's on my fingers. I know it. I smell it. I feel it. Oh, okay, no, good. This is called Ragba Wood Intense. Eau de Parfum. You probably could find this for $20, maybe 20. This is scary potent. Like I sprayed this 2 times and I have to be careful not to stand in that room too long because it'll knock me out. It's that kind of potent. And if you don't believe me, ask anybody in this chat that has smelled this how strong this fragrance is. As you can see, I've had this for maybe 3, 4, 5 years. Look at the dent. Right? Bro, 2 times, you're done. You're done. You spray any more than those 2 times, it's over. You're nuking everybody in the room. So just be careful with it. But this fragrance is beautiful, caramel, smoky. It is everything that you would want in a Middle Eastern frag. It's got a resinous type of sweetness to it too. It's gorgeous in the air. Like the caramel in here is so well done. The smoke in here is so well done, but it's just so strong. So if you're looking for a smoky fragrance on the cheap side, that'll definitely get you some attention. This will get you attention. And if you spray this twice, that's all. That's all. Don't do it any more than that. And I guarantee you're going to turn heads. It's great. It's a great fragrance, man. But yeah. See, I had to literally get the gloves out for that. I literally had to get the gloves out. It's like that. Let's see. Let me go down in here a little bit. Y'all kind of talking between yourselves a little bit. Hold on. I need y'all to need my screen to get right. There we go. I know I'm all up in the in the camera. Yo, what's going on, man? What is happening? 1505 cherry smoke. Yes, definitely. It's that cherry smoke. Definitely. Luke Dissel in the building. Still of the day, Miss Sony Wave. Ricky Garrett said, I returned at 1505 the next day. I guess I should have given it a chance. So one of the things I did learn about 1505, bro, that one has to maturate. That one has to sit. When I first got it, bro, I was like, what are we doing here? Right? But I sprayed it out and let it sit for I actually let that one sit for like a month. And it was unintentional that I let it sit for that long. But when I came back to it, I was like, oh, okay, see, now I know what we're doing. like now I know what we're doing, man. It said I wore Fairy Tale midday, heavy cedar dry fruit. Yeah. I mean, hey, cedar is this that time? It's that time of year, man. Cedar's the thing. Beauty assists that I ended up getting that Mascara Ooh Lemon Mint. That shit powdery as fuck. Smells like my granny purse. The crazy part about that fragrance, man, it gets very much powdery as it gets into the later dry down on that thing. You're getting kind of like this interesting oud like combo here, but it's kind of a softer type of oud. It almost comes across like a sandalwood, to be honest, to me. But it's interesting because in the air, that thing is a compliment magnet. I don't know what it is about it, but for some reason, when I wear that fragrance, people are like, "You smell good." You know, about, "Oh, you smell good." So, "Oh, you smell good." Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see. They said, "Could someone write me the Latafa that Namas recommended on the chat, please? Thanks." Yeah, so that one is the Ragba Wood Intense. Joel, if you could write that one down, that'd be great. You might have already done it. Sit of the day, Art of Wood, Latafa. Art of Wood's good. Art of Wood is good. Now, here's the thing. I crapped all over Art of Wood at first because I felt like it was just a little bit rose heavy. It is. It is a lot more rose heavy than the Perseus DNA is. So it comes across a little bit more floral. That being said, the little bit of a vanillic addition into that DNA actually helps to smooth it a little bit. And as that one kind of aged and maturated a little bit, it's gotten better and better. I'm a fan of it now. Let's see. This was saying, "What up to everybody?" Lenny said, "For winter, I want to get spices, coffee, smoke, and gourmand chocolate, cookie, vanilla scents." Bro, you got a lot of those to do. You got a lot of them, man. Let's see. Yo-Yo says, "Urban Feed Ferragamo, maybe underrated low cobalt sub." Yeah, yeah. Ricky Garrett said, "Rogba $20 at Burlington." Yes. Yeah, bro, it's cheap. It's cheap. It's powerful, but it's cheap. Let's see. Lou Dissel said, "Is it Light by the Fireplace by MFK?" If we're talking about Rogba Wood Intense, it to me, it's a lot like that, but it's a little bit smokier and the caramel is done a lot better. It doesn't have the same sweetness that the by the Fireplace does. It comes across as more of a caramel, like a direct caramel, than it does like sugary kind of sweet. Lenny said, "What about Amir Oud Intense Oud? I heard it smells like Fireplace according to Fred Gaftica." It does, but I don't. For some reason, to me, I don't like it. I don't like how it presents. It comes across a little bit more synthetic to me for some strange reason. I don't know why that is. Joel said, "Latafa Rockwood Wood Intense." Yep, you got it. Has anyone smelled French Avenue Chaos X Straight? I have, and I may go ahead and bring it in. Or have it, this might be being sent to me as we speak, actually. I had the opportunity, but I went with this instead because I was a little bit more interested in the DNA. Speaking of things being sent, now we get to this guy. So, this thing right here, Precieux 4, Club de Nuit Armaf. Now, had not smelled this just yet. So we can say, how does it compare to 1505? In what aspects? Because it's a different, to me, it's a different type of cherry vibe. It's a different type of fruit vibe going on there. I've only smelt it like once, like off a strip. I probably would prefer 1505, but then again, like I said, I smelt it off the strip, and I smelt it off of an unmaturated bottle. So I may not be the one to ask about that just yet. Now, give me about, what is today? 7. Give me about 2 weeks. I'll probably be the one to ask about that. All right, so this, of course, is the box, of course, for Armaf Precieux 4. All right, let's see. Now, so let me get this straight. So it's literally got the little rip thing, like you pull it like you do like a packaging thing. Fragrance Buy has that little packaging strip that you pull to open the box off of. So that's interesting. All right, so all right, let's see what we got here. This box feels interesting. The inner box. This is a I guess this is like the I guess the styrofoam to kind of hold it secure. Yeah. So I'm all for intricate boxes and look at all this stuff here. I'm all for intricate boxes and things like that. But yeah. This is kind of interesting material. Okay. Cool. All right, so this is the inner box. The inner box of Precieux 4. All right. Say Dave said looks like Millesime Imperial from the box. I'm hoping it's something like that. Now I'm hearing is it might be kind of like a more feminine leading, and I can see that possibly. But we're about to see. Oh, so it kind of opens up like this. Ooh, okay. So it says, bro, my eyes is like doing the most. Hold on, I got something for y'all. All right, because my eyes is doing the most. Sent for the royals from the house of Sterling, Precieux. A fleeting moment, time stands still. The ordinary turns to the extraordinary, a royal thrill. A dance of light where shadows soar, a whisper becomes a roar. The unseen lingers with grace untold, leaving behind its majesty in gold. Bars! Man, don't tell me that they went in, they went straight up like Kendrick up in here, in their little presentation. That's what it was saying, like right here. They got a whole poem in here. A whole poem. And this is that material again, that soft, what you call it material? Yeah. And then of course you got the little shining cloth, wrap cloth here. And then you got there you go. You got the inside in here. All right, let's see. Lenny, I see what you're saying about the barbecue scent and everything. Smell goods. What's going on in the building? Let's see. And I'm going to get to those in a second, get to the chats, but let's see. Interesting. This looks dainty as shit. Like, it really does. It looks dainty as hell. Clipped into be Precieux 4. Okay. Yeah, it looks dainty. That it does. Last night I went straight on my hand with that shit. Not doing that tonight. No. We're doing strips today. Because I do want to see what it's about. Now I tried not to get much influence or whatever, or really kind of pay attention to what the one person that I found that actually had something to say about it had to say. Because I really wanted to get my own first impression of this thing. This seems dainty. This seems like real dainty right now. But let's see. The way they describe it is like this is for like the royals and majesty. And if you see the advertisements for it with the meteors coming down and fire and all that kind of stuff, craziness. This is familiar. This is super familiar. This is super familiar. It comes across damn near like a Lamal elixir with pear. This is it's I know exactly what it is, and it's escaping my mind, and it's not a masculine scent. It's a unisex scent, but I can't think of what it is that it is. So definitely dainty. You're getting a pineapple in here. You're getting a citrus and pineapple. It feels like you're getting a little bit of a there's a sweetness in the base in here. It's almost like an ambery kind of sweetness going on in the mids and in the base here. This would be perfect for a young lady. Like real talk. But in all honesty, I'd rock this. Huh. This is interesting to me. You know what? Oh, wife of mine. Ma'am. Hey, Nadine. Hey, do me a favor. Smell that. Tell me what that reminds you of. Mm-hmm.
It's sweet.
Yeah, definitely that. Got a little pineapple, a little caramel, a little. I feel like I pick up something fresh, maybe some pear or something like that in there. Comes across a little feminine.
It's not feminine?
It comes across like to me.
Is that supposed to be a masculine scent?
I don't think so. But nobody knows anything about it. They just kind of mark this thing as being kind of unisex, right? In all honesty, I would rock it, but I would rock anything. Because I know how to spray it.
I think it's a girly fragrance.
Yep. That's for me too. I think it is too.
And if they're marketing it as unisex, it's for the guys that, buy the fruity stuff at, Bath and Body Works. So.
Yeah, basically. I mean, see, I'm one of those people I could rock Burberry Goddess. And I've done Burberry Goddess before, and people are like, people are like, ooh, you smell good. Yeah.
What's the Jergens? You know how Jergens had that lotion that was cherry almond?
The cherry almond? Yeah, and that's one of the things I'm picking up from it. I feel like there's some sort of like heliotrope or something going on in here. Because I do pick up some sort of like fruity, not quite cherry, but there's something there. There's like a underlying fruity tartness. There's got to be the pineapple. And maybe there's some sort of heliotrope kind of vibe going on in there because I am picking up a little bit of like a almond, like a florally almond kind of vibe in the mids. This smells like something. It smells exactly like something. I'm just trying to think of what it is. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead. I had to think about it right quick. I had to call you in here because I was like, wait a minute.
You're on live?
Yeah, I'm on live. I had to think about that right quick. I was like, wait a minute. Huh. Yeah, so, but it smells like something. It smells really, really familiar to me too. Like I've smelled this. Not only have I smelled it, but I've worn it. And I don't know what it is. I had to give it a second to let it develop, but that's good. Go ahead. Thank you. That's awesome of you. Come here. Oh, appreciate that. All right.
Yeah, you gotta let me know because I started to walk into the frame.
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
I ain't comb my hair.
I would have stopped you to be like, no, babe.
Thank you.
All right, let me see. Okay, so that you heard from the wife right there. It does kind of feel to me like it leans a little bit feminine as well. She was saying the same thing. It does have that. It's so familiar to me though. Like this is something I've smelled before. Not only have I smelled it, this is something I've worn. And before you say, well, it's got to be a masculine fragrance because if you worn it, then it got to be masculine. No. If it's a unisex fragrance, that may have been something that I put on just to kind of, kind of see what was going on with it. You know? Okay, so this is definitely something that kind of leans towards the feminine side of the spectrum. But there's something about this that I've smelled. This is familiar to me. This is very familiar to me. And the crazy part, there's none note breakdown anywhere for the fragrance. So, but I do pick up pineapple. I do pick up. There's something else in here. There's another fruity aspect in here, and I think it might be pear. It might be because there is a crispness to it going on here. There is a caramel honey. It could be a honey. Because if it's a honey, it's a little less pronounced, but it definitely gives that kind of vibe to it. So let's think of caramel, honeys, pears, pineapples, those kind of things here as far as the fragrance goes, and we'll probably be in the same. Now, that being said, I'd class the shit up out of this. Like I would literally put this on and class it up. Like, this could be done. If you're a guy, this could be done in probably like a dress occasion, like a special occasion kind of scent. All the bullshit that they was talking about on their website, just for the charismatic, for royalty, for yeah. Like, and I keep spraying the same strip. I don't know why I keep spraying the same strip. Because I don't want to put it on my hand. I did clean the hand out. Okay. Okay, I'll get it on. A little tap on the hand. Just a little tap. Little tap. See what this do on here. And maybe offhand, I'll be able to kind of identify it a little bit more. This is definitely, oh yeah. It's familiar as shit to me. Is this Precieux? Hold on. I have a decant of BDK Precieux. And is that what this is? Is that why it smells so familiar to me? Please hold. I am going through my decant list because that just rung a bell to me. That might be what this is. Which in all honesty would make sense. Let's see, Crown Oriental. And it's crazy because I had that decant of Precieux sitting on my desk forever, and I just moved it like the other day. I might have cracked the code on this one. Let me see. Come on. All right. Yes, we have a brief intermission here because I'm trying to find my Possessoir decant. That's the other thing, man. When you have so many fragrances and you put so many up to, to smell, a lot of times you end up with like boxes and boxes of decants of stuff. And that's kind of what's going on right now, man. I got boxes and boxes of decants that are sitting up here. All right, so let me get in the chat right quick while I'm looking for this. Wish I had one of y'all read them off to me. Let's see. Bro, all I seen was Lenny said something about craving fried shrimp. Bro, what we got going on up in here, bro? All right, let me see. So, I don't think the Possessoir is in here. If I have it in here, it's got latte pistachio, all those goodies in here. Bro, if I lost my Possessoir, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed. Damn, I gotta get all the way down. Look, bro, my eyes. I gotta get my glasses. I gotta go get my glasses, man. I'm sitting up here leaning into this thing like what? Like I can't see. I know I can see better than that. All right, let's see. Bro, I might have just lost my decant, but now that I'm smelling this and thinking about it, I remember sitting back and saying to myself that Possessoir was a little bit too feminine leaning for me, but that I did like the fragrance. And oh, you know what? Here you go, right here. Possessoir. Let me get it on strip. If it ain't Possessoir, it's super similar to Possessoir. All right, let's see. And it could be their own unique creation anyway. That's another thing. Could be their very similar. Very similar to Possessoir. This one comes across a little bit more honeyed. Possessoir is a little bit more, I would say Possessoir even leans a little bit more of a more unisex to masculine. But Possessoir reminds me of some other stuff too. But yeah. So this is one of those fragrances that I've worn before. This is a unisex fragrance that I have worn before. Got to put my finger on what fragrance it is. I may actually consult the help of some of the frag fam on this one. Yeah, I just might. Because I feel like this one is one that's going to be more leaning towards the feminine side. But as this is drying down, I'm liking it. Like as it's just drying down, this is starting to get a little bit more my speed, a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like this is starting to actually be interesting. Huh. Okay. So, what have we learned? This is actually let me put a little squirty on here. This is actually a feminine leaning fragrance that I think may actually be more of a unisex. This is something that I think I have worn before, but I'm not exactly sure when or how or why I wore it. I do know that it is something that is more something suited for like a dressy, more classy occasion, right? When they say in all of the promotionals that this is something that they make for royalty and all that kind of stuff, I can see this being something that is more of an elegant style of scent. And they ain't learned nothing from Precieux 1 because that tassel is freaking awful. It will drive you crazy. Hmm. Smoother than I expected, actually, as it goes into the dry down a little bit. I like this, but it is definitely leaning a little bit more feminine. So if you're expecting something that's going to be along the lines of like an Aventus, Absolute, and all that kind of stuff, no, that's not this. That is definitely not this. This is, like I said, leaning more towards the feminine side. I think I'm going. I'm gonna put out the bat signal. Put up the gator symbol, and get some of my fellow FragCon people in here because I know for a fact that it is something I've smelled before and something I've worn before, and I've worn this to something classy as shit, and I just don't remember what it is. All right, let me see. Jump in the chat right quick. Lenny said, I eat a lot of good marinated ribs. Wait, what are we talking about here? Like, I left Lenny in here talking about food. I said, what's your favorite fragrance out of your collection? What is my favorite fragrance? I can't choose. Because it's going to be a different fragrance every day, to be completely honest there, man, Veer. Like, some days it'll be the Brioni EDP Intense. We talked about that one a lot. Last couple of days, I've been seeing a lot of other creators talk about it. Some days it'll be, I'm looking at Aiden Bob Egypt. Great fragrance. I actually love that fragrance. Some days it'll be Fig Me Up from Mancera. I am a huge fan of Fig Me Up. It just really depends on the day. It really depends on the day. There's certain fragrances. I think there was a question that was asked previously. If there was a fragrance that, if I could only keep one fragrance out of my collection, what would it be? And I can't answer that question because my brain would break. Like it's not, I can't, because I wouldn't know which one that I would just have to hold on to above any other ones. Like, I would say that, but Narciso Rodriguez Blue Noir Parfum, as much as I love that, and as much as I say that would be the one, tomorrow it might be Fig Me Up. I'd be like, you know what? I can't get rid of Fig Me Up. Hell no. Hell no. Tomorrow, the day after that, it might be Seraphine Musk, which, by the way, I have a review coming up on Seraphine Musk, man, and folks are sleeping on this. Folks are sleeping on it. And it's understandable that folks are sleeping on it because it's not made for the season that we're in. It's made for the season that we're about to go into. It's made for the fall. And a lot of people, when they hear musk, they're starting to think, oh, okay, well, this is going to be a warm weather scent. Hell no. That is not what that is. But it's good. This I've smelled multiple times. I don't know what it is, but it's something I've smelled multiple times. Let's see. Garrett, Ricky says it's a very feminine fragrance to me. Now release 1 and 2, or 2 and 3. Yeah. We had a whole conversation. I think Walt, bro, Fat Boy might actually, he might put out the audio, bro, of the conversation. I was talking about it, man, in the chat. We had a group chat going on, and I had a theory on what was going on, man. I'm gonna let Walt release that one because bro, it was interesting. Let me say that poem is good as toilet paper. Yeah. So okay, that bottle definitely looks feminine. It does, man. Be more stance. Why they go from 1 to 4? I don't know. Interestingly enough, they didn't make a whole lot of hoopla over this one coming up. They did the premiere event, and they just tied this one into the premiere event. But it wasn't something that they were like, oh my God, there's a new Club de Nuit out, or that whole thing that they usually do. They didn't do that with this one. So I don't know. Said be more, yeah, that's weird. Yeah, tough call for the money. Cherry Cola by Emir or 1505 for me. 1505 definitely. I like 1505 a lot better than Cherry Cola from Amir. Let's see. Lee said WWE is going to be amazing this coming months before the year ends. AJ Lee is back. Yeah, I was very excited about the fact that AJ came back last night. That was, even though we knew it was coming, it was cool to see it. It was still cool to see AJ Lee, skip out onto the stage and everything, man. I'm a huge wrestling fan. I've skipped out on my fragrance talk a few times to do wrestling podcasts with some folks. So, man, the honey. It's not caramel, it's honey. Honey, pear, pineapple. Okay. Before the week is out, I'm gonna figure out what this is. What is, because it's inspired by something, because I've smelled it before. Stack boy, big lives in the building. What's going on? What's happening, man? What's happening? Beauty assistant, hey Gator, you own Gucci Guilty Elixir? Not anymore. Not anymore. That's one of those that was like, okay, it's cool, but I'll trade you for, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times what will happen is I'll get a fragrance in, and if it's something that I'm not really like it's okay, I'm not like blown away by it, then a lot of times I'll just be like, okay, I'll go ahead and put it on the trade block. Or if there's something that is just that trade worthy, I'll go ahead and pop that. So I think that was when I did that for, if I'm not mistaken. Talking to Nadine today, he says, said Los Angeles, Cedrop Boise layered with Hawass Black received the most compliments. In LA, man, especially in the evening, I can see that. Because Cedrop Boise has this really nice, like leathery vibe to it, but it has the way that the vanilla plays into it that kind of smooths out the profile. You throw Hawass Black on there, you're just adding a little bit of smoke to that leathery vibe. And I can see why people would love that, man, especially if the breeze is coming off the ocean. Man, I can see people being like, oh, snap, this is nice. I can see people doing that. Let's see. Lenny was like, man, I'm craving some fried shrimp, fried catfish with some curly fries and some fried pork, fried fries with some several sauces to dip. Yo, you got like the late night munchies going on, bro. What is going on? Lenny said these smoky sins give me the munchies. Yeah, bro. Yeah, y'all see y'all just like, man, you can't be doing all that. Let's see, on Joma Shop is being marketed as Ladies Club de Nuit Precieux 4 Extrait de Parfum Spray. Yes. Yes. So I think Joma just added the SKU to it. And I was like, interestingly enough, they were like, they didn't have it up recently until just now, like in the last day or two. Let's see. Let me get back in this thing. Let's see. Philos Messenger, Maison Alhambra is also Compliment Beast. Yeah, Philos Messenger is good. It is. They said, yeah, this is marketed for women. Yeah, yeah. Said notes have slight similarities. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what it is though. Like, full disclosure, the guys over at a new store, they were the ones who sent me these two, right? And they wanted me to kind of, get a little bit of a glimpse of each one of these. Now, this is one that my girl may love, she thinks it's sweet, nice, Be it far from your boy Gator to be like, you know what, let me see what they're being about. Because in all honesty, brother, Dry Down has something interesting going on. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but the Dry Down actually gets a little bit a little mossy, which is interesting to me. Let's see. Ricky Garrett, let's see. Top notes, bergamot, mandarin, pink pepper notes, jasmine rose, patchouli, those are amber musk, cedarwood, vanilla. So those are the notes that some people are bringing up on this one. The crazy part about it is that for some reason, they're saying that those notes also correspond with the original Precieux. That, to be honest, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Because those notes would really kind of like describe this one as well, right? With the exception of the rose, I'm not picking up much rose, but it may just be very muted as far as like the rose goes. The way that they're pushing that amber, maybe it is more of the vanillas, maybe giving a honeyed kind of vibe. Maybe that's what it is. Then he said, "Yeah, Gator, I think you cracked the code." Yeah, maybe, man. Then he said, "Gator, is that what they call this guy?" Hell yeah, man. Gator beat it, baby. David Webster said, "I want to get my nose on Precieux extrait. I enjoy the note of pear. Precieux extrait's a beast. I love Precieux extrait." Lou Distel said, "Bond Lafayette Street. Bond Lafayette Street is the shit, bro." Jim's about to pop up hating on Seraphine Musk. Ella. Man, so I will say that that Seraphine Musk is a little bit controversial in the space right now, man. Not everybody likes it, and I get why. I get why people don't really buy into it a lot. In all honesty, though, man, I had a young lady tell me that when I wore it, she's like, just intrigued by it. She's like, "You smell like you need to be telling me what to do." And it was like, yeah, that's the kind of scent it is. It's one of those like, okay, grounded but powerful kind of vibes, We just say that's your joint. Yeah, Bond number 9, Lafayette Street is my joint. Matter of fact, I think I am going to get another bottle of that. I've been kind of going back and forth with it. Somebody told me, "Well, you got Wild Card. Why would you?" But bro, Wild Card is not Lafayette Street. Lafayette Street, to me, while Wild Card is the closest form of Lafayette Street, it still is missing the nuance from that apple. And I'll pay that extra amount just for that nuance. That's how much the nuance of the way that the apple progresses in Lafayette Street from the opening on into the mid. That's how much that means to me, to where I would pay the extra price to get that. Because to me, that's what makes that fragrance so special, Let's see. Lenny said, "Club de Nuit Extrait, man, is it better than the Intense OG one?" I think so. I think so. But are we talking about the is it worth getting if you already have that one? No, not really. But if you don't have that one, then yeah, go for it. Go for it. I feel like I've worn this before. That's crazy. Let's see. Lenny said, "I have smelled the Intense and I don't like the strong lemon opening that most people talk about." Yeah, that strong lemon opening is sucks. It sucks, man. I don't like the pledgy kind of opening. Said, "But I like the dry down. It's smoky." Ricky Garrett said, "Yeah, the different fragrances. CDN extrait is so much smoother with the same punching power as the EDT." Yeah, it is. It is. Stack Boy said, "Cup check." Oh, of course, man. My usual. You know what I'm saying? I always make sure I get my Cristalano tequila, the Añejo. Pour it up with a little bit of some chocolate bitters, some walnut bitters. Knock it out. Ricky Garrett said, "Lenny, the lemon is present but not screechy." Yeah, so that's the problem with the what you call it when it's the lemon is super screechy in there. Yo said, "I love our old lemon mint, but kumquat wood though." Yo, I talk about kumquat wood all the time. So kumquat wood, I actually have a short on that one that I did a while back, and I talk about kumquat wood. And one of the things I say a lot in here, and because it's just the truth, every year, every fall I end up wearing that fragrance, man, and every fall it ends up being. You can tell by the dent in this thing. Every fall it ends up being my most complimented fragrance. Man, Sarah kumquat wood. Now that being said, Fig Me Up gonna be the thing this year. Like I already know. I already know Fig Me Up is gonna supplant it this year. I mean, I say that, but I don't know. We gonna see. But now I gotta wear it. Now I gotta pull it out. We're gonna get a little bit of cool weather this week, so I get to actually break it out. But love kumquat wood, man. Kumquat wood's amazing. Nice grapefruit vetiver vibe. Um, I like it. I like it a lot. Ricky said, I'll trade my Lafayette Street inspired fragrance for 3-piece. Kumquat wood is very nice. Yeah, so the I like I like a lot. The Game of Spades wild card, I think it's the best one that's out there as far as the inspired buys. But in all honesty, that's one of those that I'm like, bro, get the OG. Get the OG. Get the OG. But man, so that's this. Man, I'm interested in seeing what Fragcom is going to say about this one, because it definitely is something that is going to be more on the line of being something that's more of a feminine fragrance. But like I said, I'm going to figure out what fragrance is actually inspired by, because there is something in here that makes me feel like I've worn this. I don't know what it is. And maybe it's just similar to something else I've worn. That tassel gonna get on my damn nerve. Anyway, Yo said I do Hawaii Black first, but CDNIM Parfume for CDNIM. Oh, I had it right. Yeah, Parfume is right next to it. That boy says scent for Louisiana heat is needed, and it wrecks. Bro, there's a lot of scents for Louisiana heat. Because I tell people all the time, Louisiana heat's a little bit of a different heat, man, because of that humidity down there, man. A couple of new ones that have been added to the collection, bro, is, I'm gonna actually bring those up. I talked about Eau Givray before, but this one right here, man, a new one to the collection. This is Molinard Jean Gibray. Now I've had it before as far as decant wise, but let me see if I can get it good. The Molinard Jean Gibray. So what you're getting out of this is you're getting a beautiful ginger in here. It's really refreshing, kind of effervescent type of ginger note in here, and it just gives this really uplifting, clean vibe when you walk around, man. And it pushes off the skin. Lasts for, I'd say, probably about 6 to 7 hours. Very good. I mean, and when I say when it lasts, I'm talking about as far as like pushing off the skin. It does remain as a skin set, at least for me, into that 8-hour mark, 9-hour mark. But that's really good for a fresh fragrance. If you find anything that is fresher, that lasts longer as a freshie like that, then you're getting into like that toilet cleaner territory. So what they do with fragrances like that, those ones that last very, very long, that have those like super long lasting citrus notes. The reason why a lot of times people are like, well, it smells like a cleaner is because they use the same type of diffusive molecules in those, to where it's a bigger molecule, so it lasts longer throughout the day. The same way, like if you clean the toilet, that molecule is going to last for a long time. You'll still have that lemon freshness going on until the next day or so, right? Same size of a molecule that they're using in the chemicals that they're putting in there. Okay, in those cleaners or whatever. You just hope that you don't smell like a toilet walking around, basically. But you doing something like that's always good. Eau Givray is a monster. Eau Givray and Ricky Garrett is a testimony to that one. Eau Givray is a monster when it comes to like heat, when it comes to like just in general. Compliment magnet, monster of a fragrance, man. Beautifully tart and cooling. And that's the great thing about that one, man. When you spray it on, it's almost like it cools you down when you're spraying it on. Gorgeous fragrance. I always recommend Eau Givray when we're talking about super heat, hot, hot vibes. That is definitely one. Yep. You say, yeah, once Eau Givray hits the heat, is over. Hey, look, that's one of those that for me is kind of like once it like really starts to kind of warm up a little bit and it starts to really push, it's like, oh shit. Rare Reef would be a good Louisiana fragrance. Yeah, Rare Reef would be good. Eau Givray and Jean Givray has been my go-to in Houston. Yeah, man, like that Rare Reef is good. Rare Reef is good. Oh, I forgot Dame is in here. So Dame, as soon as he Rare Reef, he's like, Rare Reef. Rare Reef's good, man. Rare Reef is one of those that people talk about a lot recently, but it's good. It's really, really good. And as the bottle has sat a little bit longer, you can tell it's definitely got a little bit more punch, a little bit more action going to it, man. Beautiful fragrance. I like it a lot. I like Rare Reef a whole lot. You can tell by the dent in this fragrance, man. I definitely am a fan of the Rare Reef, man. Another one that may not get as much play, but I think is a great fragrance for that warmth down there. Is Latafa, not Latafa, oh my God, Toomey Atlas. Don't do Latafa Atlas. Latafa Atlas will blow the spot up. Although Latafa Atlas is a nice aquatic, but Toomey Atlas, right? It's got a beautiful vetiver in the dry down, but it's that top, bro. That citrus is such a smooth citrus blend at the top of that thing, man. It is gorgeous, especially in the air. And for me, this actually lasts on my skin in that 8-hour mark. Like I can still pick it up on my skin 8-9 hours in. So yeah, that's a good one. Let's see. Barara Onyx is favorite for Lafayette. Does what Barara King does for Herba Pura, both more masculine than the OG. But see, that's the reason that I wasn't as big a fan of that one because I smelled the Onyx. I like the floral in Lafayette Street, and I felt like they added a little bit more of like a mossy kind of base to it, a little bit more woody in the Onyx. And don't get me wrong, it's nice. I just preferred that, and it's because I'm so used to Lafayette Street and just love that fragrance. So I think the variation, while the variation is probably a better thing for like guys, for me, I just was like, I'm not really as big a fan of it. Like for example, this is a variation of Wave Child. This is not Wave Child like on the dot, right? This one is a little bit more woody, so it comes across a little bit more masculine. That X-straight vibe in here is definitely there. It's gonna last on skin. It's gonna push very diffusive off skin. That being said, man, like people may like this variation of Wave Child better than the original Wave Child. So, yeah. But this one actually, to be honest, we're talking about Louisiana fragrances and fragrances that'll be good for like for the heat and everything. This one might be one. This Atlantis, the way that it lasts on skin the way that the sillage continues to pump after 6 hours, 7 hours of this thing being on skin, and the fact that I sprayed this at 1 o'clock and I still smell this on my skin. It's still there. It might be perfect for that type of weather. Because it's not overbearing. Now, I will say you got to be careful with the sprays, though, because, like my wife was telling me earlier, when I sat in the room with it, it just began to like permeate the spaces the longer I sat in that room. So as long as you're moving around a good bit and doing your thing, it'll probably be great. I think it'll be a great find. But, if you just go sit in one space, you might want to be mindful of the sprays. Ludissa said, good night, everyone. Got to get some sleep for this game tomorrow. Who that? Yeah, I'm about to jump out of here too, man. Who that, by the way, man? Juan said, has anyone tried Wasasi Howard's Cobra? I've had it a couple of days and have been really digging it. So Cobra's the only one of those that I was interested in. And I hate the fact that I'm interested in it because it's an imagination dupe. And as much as I said I wasn't going to do no more imagination, it's an imagination dupe. So I don't know. That's the only one I was really super, super interested in. And I keep telling myself I'm not going to pull the trigger on that one, but it may happen. It may happen. We'll see. We'll see. Mo with the eyes. Yeah. Then he said, good night, Frag family. Good night, man. Good night. Ricky Garrett said, Juan Cobra is late to the imagination party. That horse has been beaten to death. I hear it's good. Yeah, man. Yeah, that horse has been beaten to death. But depending on how good it is, folks will still flock to it. Folks might still flock to it. Joe said, I'm still here. I was listening while working. Hey, look, that's nothing wrong with that. This is Toomey Atlas, by the way, Ricky. Turn around the other way. Had the wrong side. Had the red side up. Hold on. There we go. Now we're good. Toomey Atlas. Let's see if I can get a good light on it. I got to hide my head so the camera will look for the actual bottle. Because it sees as long as my face is in the frame, it wants to focus on my face because I'm so beautiful. But that's it right there. There we go. Toomey Atlas. Opens up really smooth, citrusy, kind of watery, but at the same time, it's like an underlying of kind of like a smooth, ambery kind of vibe. And then once it gets into the real vetiver of it all, man, I love how this wears. And this is one that the folks around the office really like when I wear this. They really like when I wear this. Let's see. Sunrise on the red sand dunes intense does not get enough. I'm pretty much thinking you said it probably does not get enough love. And I could probably tell you why. It's because the first one was kind of first to market on the imagination vibes, but it also didn't like do the imagination DNA the justice that a lot of the other like clones that came after did. So it made it kind of an afterthought so that when they came back and did the intense version of it, I think people were just kind of like, yeah, but it's the red sand dunes. It's not imagination, because at that time they've already had more like the Aqua Dubais, which in my opinion is not an imagination dupe. But your Aqua Dubais, your Game of Space, Full House, your, Saib Intenses, those types of fragrances that are out there. It just, Art of Arabia ones, folks were just like, it's okay, but it's not nearly as good as these other ones were. So, yeah. Guys, I am about to get out of this cut. Say the Intense is unique enough and fire. I have the others. Yeah. So, and I'm not saying anything's wrong with it. I think that's the reason it doesn't get the love that it should. And it's because there's so many other like variations that came up after the original, so that when they came back to it, to revisit that red sand dunes, people just were like, it's another red sand dunes, not even realizing that that's an intense version of that DNA. So yeah, maybe one day. I think one day people will kind of come around to it. I think right now the market's so gluttoned with or so flooded, I should say, with the imagination DNA that it'll be a little bit of a difficult reach, I think, But that's all I got tonight, guys. I am about to get out of here so I can get ready because my guy Lou Dissel said he had to get out of here for his game tomorrow. I'm gonna be doing the same thing, man, because it's my time of year. Make sure you hit the like button before you get out of here, man. And so, final verdict: it is feminine, but it's actually good. This is actually really good. I'm digging this. The more I smell it, the more I dig it, and it actually pushes in the air too. This might be one to pick up for the missus. Or if you just want to do something that's gonna be kind of stylish. Some guys are afraid to wear stuff that's kind of like feminine girly. But I was saying just now, Burberry Goddess, I've worn that, got compliments on that one. Carolina Herrera, is it Good Girl? There's a Good Girl clone. Quima from Lattafa, the original Quima. Gorgeous, but it's a little bit more masculine than the original. So I guess that one doesn't really count as much. But, it happens. Cara Pistachio. I wear that one all the time. That's a dupe of K.I.L.E. Yum Pistachio Gelato. And it's a fun little fragrance to wear, And, hey, look, as long as you're confident in it, you can rock anything. I'm going to ignore that comment, Ricky. I saw the comment, but I'm going to ignore that comment. That first pick in the 2026 draft, New Orleans Saints pick. No. You know what's crazy? If the Saints did get the first pick in the draft, I think the fan base knows. Like we finally have come to the conclusion that we're in a rebuild. Like when Dennis Allen was brought in and to replace Sean Payton, it was just kind of like, okay, well, we're keeping it in house. And we were making a lot of moves to just be like, okay, we're just gonna continue the bus. We're just gonna keep the bus moving and all this kind of stuff, right? But I think once we realized, okay, we're starting all over. We got a new quarterback, drafted a new quarterback, got a new coach, new staff. We're getting rid of a lot of staples on the team, and bringing in new guys. I think it's finally kind of rung into the Saints that in the fan base that this is a rebuild. We're not expecting to be good this year, So I think if we ended up with the number 1 pick next year, I think we would definitely be down for it. And surprisingly, the odds-on favorite for Saints fans, if we did have to pick another quarterback in the first round next year, they're going for Nussmeier. They're going for Nussmeier. So, Yo said much love and respect. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Definitely do. Ricky said I wear Cara Pistachio to bed. Hey, bro, one of my favorite bedtime scents is that Avenue London. To spray that on with the florals and everything like that, man, it's such a soothing fragrance, man. That Cara Pistachio is a similar vibe. Such a soothing fragrance, man. Let's see. You say I'm in LA. Let me know. Yeah. Hey, look. See, do you do chip meal decants? Not now. I have discussed it, man, and because I'm actually trying to go ahead and get the website up officially. So once that happens, then I'll probably will go that way. Probably will. But let's get out of here, man. Go Tigers. Who that? Oh, go Tigers. Who that, man? And I will see you guys tomorrow or maybe the day after. I got a bunch of videos that are going to be coming out next week. So I'm trying to, stagger them a little bit. But in any event, y'all guys know what time it is. Y'all already know what we do. Whatever you're doing, however you're doing it, make sure you make the day the best day ever on purpose. Peace out.